It is draft day for the Baltimore Orioles. It's a 2021 entry draft, or I guess they don't call it an entry draft in baseball. That's more a hockey term. But yeah, here we are for the 2021 draft. But the Orioles had the first overall pick. Um, Real quick, just gonna look at a few of my draft picks from last year, my first few rounds, just to see how those guys are doing now. Um, Asa Lacy, who we took second overall, he's of course missing the year with a torn rotator cuff. Drew Bowser was a supplemental round pick, and he's coming on quite nicely. He's only 19. He ripped it up in short season A. Looks like he might be able to be a shortstop with those fielding ratings. Pretty excited about him. Of course, he's only 19. Still a huge difference between his current ratings and kind of his potential. But I think, looking good on him so far. Second round pick, Keyshawn Frett was absolutely terrible. 60 games, negative 1.4 WAR, 28 OPS plus. So he's staying in rookie ball. We'll see. Hopefully he'll have a bounce back year. This is another guy to be excited about. Reese Albert, center fielder. He has 21. Looks like he can probably develop into a good center fielder though. I have him in short season A to start. Sometimes when guys are 21, I'll put them in A ball and skip them over short season A. But he didn't have a great season at the plate in rookie ball. So I'm going to start him there. And if he gets off to a hot start after like a month, I'll give him some time in A ball this year. Ronan Kopp is still only 18. He'll be 19 soon. A pitcher, fourth round pick. He was awesome in 8 starts in rookie ball. So he's up in low A. And then one more pick to look at, Mitchell Verberg, 23-year-old reliever. So he was he was late in his college career when he was drafted. He's pitching great in Frederick this year. Looks like he might be able to be a major league bullpen piece if he matures some more. And then, some of these other guys are performing all right, but, I'm not going to get too excited about any of them yet. I think this is the one guy who's doing really well. Yeah, he ripped it up in rookie ball last year. So I promoted him to A ball, and he's ripping it up there. But, he doesn't have a ton of growth left. His current performance kind of close to his potential, so not sure how good he's going to actually end up. So, anyways, to the first year player draft we go. Just to look at the mock draft real quick and kind of guys in the range of that first overall pick. I'll look at a few of these picks. It's not overly exciting. There's no slam dunk guy here for first overall. There's no Adley Rutschman, no Bryce Harper. Or even in last year's draft when there were like 3 or 4 guys who seemed like they could be game changers. Or would be game changers. A lot of these guys have a lot of variable in their outcomes. So this is a guy who they project I'm going to take first overall, the mock draft. There's the OSA ratings. They're way higher on him than my scout. And he also went $17 million because I guess he really wants to go to Rutgers out of high school. I'm not taking him. No way am I taking $17 million on a guy who has below average stuff and average movement. Nah, not happening. Another pitcher I'm not going to take here. He wants $18 million. Neither scouting agency is that high on him. If you get like 50 is about a major league average rating. So his stuff will be average, control a little below average, and 60 well above average movement. But again, not really feeling it. I'm not going to take a catcher, and he's also not worth taking. But I've got Adley Rutschman. I'm pretty set there. This is a guy I'm thinking seriously about taking and that I'm probably going to take. I'm going to see what my scout says in the draft because once you're actually on the clock, he'll give you a specific recommendation. So as you can see, both OSA and my scout like him a lot. OSA likes him a little bit more. He's out of high school. He wants $10 million. The only bummer on him is with these defensive ratings, he's probably stuck as a second baseman. He's not going to be able to develop into a good enough shortstop. Maybe he's like a backup to your regular shortstop while he's starting at second base, but he's not going to be good enough to play short. But, he could very easily bust out with the huge difference between his current and his potential, but as you'll see, there's not a lot more going on. Eddie Fields is a shortstop who doesn't have probably the double play or arm ratings to turn into a good enough shortstop. His bat is pretty good, though. But again, Chisholm's a little bit better. Salisbury, same story. He can play probably second and third, maybe with this double play rating. I don't know that he's going to be a good enough shortstop. he might be passable, but he's not going to be elite. And I'm not going to take a guy. I don't like his bat as much as Chisholm's. He's probably the second closest. He's probably my second guy, Salisbury. But I like Chisholm a little bit better. Collins, his bat looks pretty good, but he's going to be a corner outfielder. I'm not all that excited about taking a corner outfielder. And I like Chisholm's bat better. Some more pitchers I'm not going to take, as you can see. Looks like they could turn into above average pitchers if they reach their ceiling, but just not gonna pick these guys. Mitchell Stone, I mean, he's 23. He's pretty, his ceiling is not even that high. Bobby Eggleton, he looks pretty good. Pretty elite control, above average movement, average stuff, and a fastball and a splitter that are awesome. But he's going to be a reliever because he only has 2 pitches. That changeup doesn't look like it can develop. So, I'm not going to take a guy who's probably destined for the bullpen with the first overall pick. I won't go through all these, but another guy I thought about taking was Jose Vega because of the fact that he looks like he could develop into a strong fielding center fielder, but his bat's just not good enough to justify bumping him up that high, projected to go 17th overall. So I'm going to run through like the first 5 picks first several picks of mine here. So I'm going to start the draft, and we're on the clock with the first overall pick. Let's see who the scouting director recommends that I take. He's recommending Bradford. I'm surprised by that because he's not that high on this guy. I think he is. He is the highest rated pitcher that my scout has out there. And actually, the overall ratings are not as important as the individual ratings. These are a little bit like the star ratings. It's kind of like an overall number, but it's, again, just kind of like a good estimate, but it's not a decider. This isn't like an overall player rating. These overall and potential, some people ignore them completely because these numbers and the scouting numbers, the stats are just going to be way more reliable. So even though my scout is recommending him and has him as the highest overall potential number, that potential number I don't give enough weight to. So I think I'm going to go with Jamie Chisholm. High schooler, he's a senior. He's probably a second baseman and probably can develop into a decent second baseman. He's not going to be a gold glover. And with that arm, and his arm in the outfield's even worse. He's not going to be able to play third base. He's not going to be able to play corner outfield. He's pretty much going to be like a right side of the infield guy. He might be able to get a decent first base and second base rating. But his bat looks like it could develop into a monster bat if he reaches that potential. But as a high schooler, there's a lot of risk, which is why sometimes I like to go college players. But there's no good college bat in this draft. This is the best college bat in the draft, which is just kind of crazy. I've noticed some people complain online about the draft classes not being good enough. I think it's pretty realistic the way they have it, but this isn't too realistic. In recent memory, I don't remember a draft like this where there's just not a college bat even worth considering in like the first 10 picks. Where's Hanoian even projected to go? Like not even in the first round, second round. I'm not seeing him, but I'm just kind of skimming, so I could be missing him. Maybe he's up in the first round somewhere. Yeah, no, I don't, So, a college bat not projected in the first 2 rounds, that's not all that realistic. But overall, I like that the draft classes don't have, 15 guys who are going to be superstars and top 20 prospects. I'm good with that. There's a lot of risk in drafts, and especially in baseball. But I think there are some things that could be tweaked like that. I don't like any of those pitchers enough to take them or to pay $18 million for them. So I'm gonna go with the hitter I like the best, who is Jamie Chisholm. I don't love him being a second baseman and pretty much confined to that. But there's no shortstop or center fielder, the 2 defensive positions I really try to stock up on. There's no one worth reaching for over Chisholm in this draft. So I'm going to draft him. Here we go. All right. whoever's drafting 3rd or 4th overall is probably shocked that they're not getting their guy. I'll just kind of go through the first 5 picks or so here. Let's see who. Kansas City probably, are they happy that pitcher dropped to him? Let's see. Yeah, they took Steve Bradford, and they're going to pay him $17 million, I guess, because that's a thing. The draft slots are not realistic in this really at all. I mean, you do have players who out of high school request ridiculous amounts and go back to go to college because of it, but they're like every top 10 or 15 high school player, it seems like, wants like a record-setting bonus, and really in real life would max out the team's draft slot allotment money. So again, but I'll so let's see who Texas takes. Mitchell Stone. Really? He was projected to go a little later, I think, like 9th or 10th. He's 23. Well, OSA likes him a bit more than my scout, but I don't know, man. But some of these guys will develop. Those potential ratings will go up. You need good player development for this draft, I guess. All right, the Tigers picked 4th. They picked Jack Leftwich. He was a guy who was actually projected to go pretty early in the first mock draft, early in the season, but fell. He fell pretty far, I feel like. Yeah, he was projected to go 14th overall. Wow. So the Tigers really blowing up the projections there, the mock draft projections. San Francisco, Eddie Fields. I like that pick. He's probably the second best hitter. I'm interested to see where Jose Vega goes, because I honestly, after Chisholm, he might be my next pick. Maybe him and Fields. So let's see. Cincinnati takes Mike Collins, who was that guy, right? He was projected on. Matthew Nielsen goes to the White Sox at 8 down here. He was projected to go like 3rd overall. Here come the Cubs. Jonathan Salisbury, 3rd baseman. He was a projected top 5 pick. I mean, just interesting where Vega ends up going. The Brewers are up. Oh, they took this guy. Yeah, this was an interesting guy. It looks like he could monster power. Well, not monster power, but really good power. Awesome discipline. Really avoids strikeouts well, but can't make contact. That's going to be super interesting to see how that plays out. He's a corner outfielder at best. Pretty poor defensive rating, so maybe he'll be like a Rob Deere type outfielder. I don't know. No, Rob Deere struck out too much. So it's interesting that his contact is so low, but he can avoid Ks and has a really good eye. Seattle is picking next. They pick up pitcher, Zamora. Miami Cornhuskers, formerly known as the Miami Marlins. Bobby Lubis, who is a pitcher projected to go. Really want to just see where Vega goes. The Phillies, Eggleton, a pitcher. And it's popping up down here in case you can't see it. The Pirates pick another pitcher. The Rockies are up. Another pitcher. A huge run of pitchers here. I don't even remember seeing this guy. He's got a bonus demand of $14.5 million, though. Good luck. The Cardinals are up. Steve Batcher, pitcher. So this is 16th pick. I think Vega was projected to go 17th overall. Let's see who the Angels pick. There he goes. All right, so the Angels got him at 17th overall. We'll keep an eye on his career. All right, I'm going to go to my next pick now, which is after the supplemental round. Let's see who the mock draft said I was projected to take here. Second baseman Chris Schaefer. I wonder if he's still out there. Yeah, there he is. All right, let's see who my scout recommends and then go from there. So he's recommending Josh Green, left fielder. My scout has him as the second best hitter left. Pretty, it's interesting how a lot of these guys are, how so many of these players are similar in that they're out of high school and they have huge ceilings, but just a lot of variability because they're only high school. OSA likes him a lot too. He's wanting $1.2 million. What's my? Oops, that's not what I wanted. My projected slot for this. Okay, so it's under slot. So Josh Green. Let's see. How about this guy? Can he play any center field? Oh wow. Oh, but his eye. Yeah. See, this guy is probably going to be an amazing center fielder, but I mean, no power I can live with. This eye, though, I mean, even if he maxes that out, that's borderline. And he's going to have to max out these Ks, the contact power. I don't know. He would be a super fun pick because, I mean, he could definitely reach the majors on his glove alone if he was just a mediocre hitter. He would make the majors. I'm really tempted to take him. I'm not going to take any of these relievers. Yeah, I'm just not going to do that. He's a starter that my scout actually likes him a good bit. Oh, he's a ground baller. Oh, never mind, no, because he's only got 2 pitches. No, we're not taking him. This guy, Phil Hales. He looks like he could be a pretty good fielder too. No power. I don't know if he's going to be good enough to be an elite center fielder, but he could be passable there. A couple shortstops that are worth checking out. Nope, not too interested in that guy. Chris Jackson, great range. Can't make contact with the ball though. So yeah, so I would say I'm deciding between this guy, but his eye is just not good enough. What does the OSA think of his eye? Even worse. Wow, but his contact is better. Okay, Josh Green. Yeah, I mean, that power is pretty awesome, and that avoid Ks is a pretty high ceiling. He's a corner outfielder, which isn't awesome. Just being kind of locked into that. Let's see his infield ratings. No, he's not going to be able to play any infield with that turn double play rating. Maybe first base. So corner outfielder, maybe first base DH type. I'm going to take Josh Green. I'm going to draft him. I really like... I'm really interested to see how this guy's career works out. Yeah, Casito. All right, let's auto draft to my next pick, which is in the 3rd round. Oh, that guy's still there. Man. All right, let's see what my scout says. Mitchell Samuel. He's a catcher out of college. Wait, what? In the College of Redwoods, but he's 17 years old. I'm sorry? I don't understand that. Oh, JUCO freshman. Oh, okay. So he graduated. He was like a Bryce Harper type. He graduated high school at 16, and then he did a year of junior college, and now he's eligible. Looks like he could be a good defensive catcher, which is always nice. And I never really want to draft towards position in baseball just because, there's so much. You always want depth coming up at every position, and you never know how guys are going to turn out. But honestly, with Adley Rutschman, hopefully being my starter for the next 6 to 8 years, I'm less tempted to take it. It's kind of like a tiebreaker, right? I guess if he was clearly the best player left, I'd take him. But I think there are other guys that are kind of just as interesting. Actually, maybe not. Maybe he is the clear guy to take. Sometimes your scout will give you a second recommendation if you asked enough times. You just have to click the button several times, and someone will be like, fine. I also recommend this guy. It's a switch hitting catcher though, who wants way below slot. The recommended slot is 870,000. He's only asking for 44. Is my scout way higher on him than the OSA? No, OSA kind of likes him too. I do like that he's a good defensive catcher. That's always good to have. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to take this guy just because he's so freaking good in center field that I could bust him, He said, but he could get better. His eye could get better. I think I'm going to take this guy. I think I'm going to overrule my scout, take Gabe Casildo, and pass on Michael Samuel, the catcher. I do like that guy wanted such little money, but I'm good. I'm going to skip catcher for now. I'm going to draft this guy who is going to be a freaking amazing center fielder. OSA doesn't think as high of his arm, or his air, but that arm and that range in center field, he's going to be great. his bat likely won't work out, but there's no slam dunk guys here. There's no, I'm gonna draft this guy. 3rd round pick. Oh, see, a catcher went, and it wasn't even the guy that my scout was recommending. It was this guy. I like the guy that my scout recommended much better. We'll see if Michael Samuel is there. Actually, it might be Sawmell. Yeah, Sawmell. We'll see if he's there. Next pick. Here we go. He is still there. Wow. So I'm sure my scout's going to recommend him again. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to draft. So 4th round pick, I'm going to take this guy, Sawmell. Cool. Go to my next pick, which will be my 5th round pick. Another catcher? I'm not taking another catcher, man. That guy doesn't even have good ratings. Let's see if I bother my scout enough if he'll give me a second recommendation here. Doesn't look like it's happening. So I'm going to ask, okay, what if I wanted a pitcher? Who would you recommend to me? Jonathan McNeil. Not even on the board here, which is interesting. High school senior. What does OSA think of him? Well, thinks even higher of him. So he's got 3 pitches. Hopefully that changeup will develop some. So where you can have 3. His control is probably going to be an issue. Yeah, I don't mind that guy. But let's see who my scout recommends as an infielder. 3rd baseman Josh Kelly. Okay, another high schooler. Pretty decent bat. And then see who he recommends as an outfielder. Steve Curtis, center field. No thanks. Nah, I don't like that guy. So I'd say it's between that starting pitcher. Let me look at these 2 again. So I'd say it's between this guy, Jonathan McNeil, and the infielder, the 3rd baseman, Josh Kelly. I'm going to take McNeil because I haven't taken an arm yet. So I'm going to take the pitcher. Let that kind of be the tiebreaker here. Don't love either of these guys. So, yeah, I'm going to take... he wants over slot, but that's okay. Not by much. Only 600,000. So that's the 5th round pick. I'll do a few more picks here, but in the interest of not having an hour-long video, I'm not going to do the whole draft. Auto draft until next pick. Scouting director recommendation. Oh, Josh Kelly. This was the infielder he was recommending last time. All right. Let's just make sure there's not like a great pitcher that we're missing out on. Jackson Minor, a college starting pitcher. His pitches are good, but his ratings kind of suck. And he's a fly ball pitcher. Don't love that coming into Camden Yards. Let's just see what outfielder he recommends I take. Steve Curtis still. Okay. So yeah, we'll take Josh Kelly here in the 6th round. High school, a lot of high schoolers here. There's really not a lot of college players in this draft. It's quite strange. Or good college players worth taking. So yeah, let's draft Josh Kelly. He's going to demand some money because he's extremely hard to sign, but we've got the money this year. We're okay. I budgeted a ton for the draft. I budgeted I've got $19 million available in the budget. The current demand of drafted players is 13.26, so we're good. I'll do a couple more picks here. Let's see. Jackson Minor, starting pitcher. Yeah, I mean, I like that he doesn't really want much money. I need to get, in case there are guys who fall way later in the draft who want a bunch of money, I'm going to take Jackson Minor here. Get another pitcher since I haven't taken a ton of arms yet. There's another starting pitcher out of college. He's going to be extremely hard to sign, it says. So what do you got for me in terms of batters? College 3rd baseman. Let's check him out. Connor Morgan. Ooh, he looks not good. Really, man? This is who you're gonna recommend I take? I know it's the 6th or 7th round here. Oh, 8th round. All right, fair. Outfielder. Oh, Steve Curtis. He's been recommending this guy for a while. He's got no gap power, no power, but avoid Ks and discipline. He might be able to be a passable center fielder with these ratings, but probably much better in the corner. I haven't really drafted many shortstops, and I do like to stock up on guys who can play shortstop. I don't know how good of a shortstop this guy's going to be, but I actually kind of like this guy. He seems solid, relative to the other guys out there. He doesn't have any huge holes. No big tool here, but he can probably play every infield position. And how are his outfield ratings? He could probably play some corner outfield too, maybe. So I like this guy. I'm going to take him, and his bonus demand is only 55,000. Welcome aboard, Brandon Gonzalez. All right, so that's the first 8 rounds. So I'll go 10 rounds and then call it in terms of the recording. All right, he's recommending Connor Grady still. I think that was somebody was recommending last time. Let's look at the starters that are left. Just like stuff potential. What's this guy's deal? I'm going to take this. No. Let me see what he recommends in terms of hitters. Steve Curtis still. I like this guy because he's got, of the guys with 50 potential stuff, he's tied for the highest control and tied for the highest movement potential. He doesn't want a huge bonus demand. So I'm going to take him. He's a college pitcher. Again, not expecting much here. All right, I'm going to do one more pick. A lefty college pitcher, Rob Adams. Ooh, he doesn't look good. When this guy hits his ceiling, he's going to be, double A pitcher at best. Well, what do you got for me in terms of hitters, sir? Steve Curtis still. That's funny. Any good shortstop out there? I mean, he looks okay, but he's going to be extremely hard to sign, it says, so I'll wait on him. Okay, I'm going to take Rob Adams, I guess, this college arm. If I could develop him, I guess, improve his stuff, improve 2 of these 3 things up to like 50 or something, he might be able to be mediocre. It's exciting. It's the 10th round. What do you expect? All right. I'll have another update probably I know I did, my last update was on the team just a week or so ago on the 2021 calendar. So this is kind of a draft update. It's June 4th, 2021. We're 24-39, playing 500 ball over the last month. And I'll have another update probably in July. Alrighty.